Hey everybody, it's your boy Captain Hunter coming at you again. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Listen, there's a lot of people out here, man. There's a lot of lost men out here who are really looking for guidance, for supervision, for leadership, and for a sense of direction, and they're looking for people to give them that. Now, I have never heard of this guy, Wes Watson. Apparently, he did a prison bid, and I guess there's some type of YouTube or TV show that talks about his and other people's journey out of the pen, or Fresh Out, I think the name of it is called, and he started his own YouTube channel and doing very well, apparently, making millions of dollars, selling product, giving people motivational speeches or motivational yellings at, screamings at, things that they feel that they need in order to motivate their life, in order to become the best version of themselves. But we got to ask ourselves, who are we following? And here is the dilemma of leadership. Take it from a man who's actually was a leader, who holds a degree in leadership, is that you have to really select and choose the people that you're going to follow. Be efficiently, effectively, and be very selective about those people who you allow into your life, and those people that you look up to, follow, and try to model your life after. If you do not, you will end up acting, being, and destroying your life in ways that you can never. It can almost be irreparable, right? All of these gangs and terrorist groups, white supremacist groups, they're all cults. All follow the same type of suggestiveness in that they are convincing. They try to get you away from people. They try to get you to model behavior, all these different types of things. And here's a guy who is modeling himself, right? He has a great potential for a great platform as far as how I turned my life around. But his whole entire stick, his whole entire platform, as I can see, from what I've seen from this particular video and a couple other video clips that I watched, is that he's nothing but a roided out monster, right? And we talk about improving men. There was a conversation about the bear. Who would women? I got my window open. If you hear cars zooming by, that's why. Who would you rather listen to? A bear, or excuse me? Who would you rather be in the woods with? A bear or a man? Right? This is the type of man that people are talking about. So I could not find the original clip, but these are clips that I had to watch from other individuals. So I'm going to be mixing and mashing, fast forwarding and things like that. But I can't find the original clip to watch it unedited. But here we go. We're going to get into this guy. The question that I believe this one in the middle here is Fresh. No, you can't see my cursor. So he's the one under the E there, under the big E with the black shirt on. Now Wes is the guy to our left, and to his right would be wearing an all white shirt and white pants and white sneakers. And the question has been put before them, before the panel: how would you define success? And we're going to see a complete and utter meltdown by what I would label as a man baby, who lacks emotional regulation and self-control.
In my definition of success is across the board. If you're not ripped, if you're not rich, if you ain't rare, if you don't stand out, if you ain't across the board successful, it doesn't mean fucking shit to me. If you got straight tits and you're in your Rolls Royce, you look like a fucking clown to me. I'm just laughing at your dumb fucking ass. But this is the whole fucking point. You have a weakness. Change it, motherfucker. How the fuck are you gonna lead people if you don't realize your weakness is their way out? They're not going to listen to you. You're sitting there possessing shit that they don't want to have. So, this is what people say. Oh, it's not about the money. It's about family, Wes. It's about this, about that. Motherfucker, when you're making money, it's about the money. When it's family, it's about family. When you're at the gym, it's about muscle. Whatever you're doing, it's about that. There's no black and white life. It's the gray area. You have to be good at everything. That's the goal, to really excel in every area. I roll in most rooms with successful entrepreneurs, and it's pathetic. They'll have like a before and after picture of their fitness shit, and their after picture looks like their before pic. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're not embarrassed of this shit? Like, you have enough money, and that's what you put out. You're that big of a pussy. Like, I just can't get.
Listen, you cannot be an expert in all things at all times. You can't. And listen, I am one who strives to be the best version of myself, and to do things at a high level. If I'm putting out this podcast, I try to give you a high level for a guy who's doing it in his basement. If I'm putting out, when I went to school, I try to get straight A's, right? So I understand trying to excel in everything, but but don't beat yourself up. And I did this I talked about this in another podcast that I did on my other channel, talking about don't be a perfectionist. And there's a difference between being a perfectionist and those people who strive for perfection. If you're going to strive, yes, strive for perfection. But when you're a perfectionist, you're going to beat yourself up because you haven't achieved this type of thing, because you haven't achieved to a certain level of expert, right? There's 24 hours in a day. So you cannot be, yes, when you're present with your family, be present with your family. Have your mind there. And you don't need to spend, 10 hours in a gym. Now, this guy is going to be very, very clear and obvious that he is supplementing his, I'm not saying this for sure, but I was a gym rat and I worked out. So I don't think that this man's full physique, and he's got other pictures that you can look at, and you can tell me about how veiny he is if he is doing this completely 100% naturally. I'm just putting it out there, right? I'm not saying whether he is or he isn't. I'm not obviously in his life, but it doesn't seem apparent to me that this is what it seems apparent to me that there's some other forms of supplementation going on here. So you cannot expect to spend 10 hours in the gym and 10 hours with your family and 10 hours at work, 10 hours being an entrepreneur. Listen, you don't have time to do all that kind of stuff, right? So don't beat yourself over that. Yes, spend an hour and a half in the gym. I think that's too long, hour and a half, but whatever. Make sure you get good sleep, eat good meals, be present with your family, raise your kids, be a good dad, be a good spouse, a husband, a boyfriend, whatever, good son to your mother, all that kind of stuff. And then when you have time for other things, right, and keep your mind on your money and all that. But his intensity and his ethic here, I think, is a little bit, over the top.
Behind anything that's not done at a high level. So knock the one thing off the board first, then the next thing, then the next thing. Jados is ripped, rich, and rare. I mean, the whole thing, what's rare mean to me? It means no vices. It means no drugs, no alcohol, no bullshit. You don't have to hide behind nothing. I mean, what's rich? I mean, you get to do what the fuck you want. I don't need you to be a billionaire to say you're rich, or other people, they'll see that even I rent my place. It's $95,000 a month. But they're like, you rent your place. It's like, you dumb motherfucker. You don't understand how to even operate at my level. People don't buy a $24 million house. They buy $24 million worth of properties that would bring them more money. You don't dump all that into that fucking liability and live in some $24 million pad you bought, stupid. Fucking make investments and you bring it back to this. But everybody thinks they know some shit.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, this is what people are paying for, right? People send this guy money to be a part of whatever his collection, or not his collection, but his brand, his stable, and they send him money to be talked to like this on a daily basis, right? And it'd be called stupid, and you're dumb, and you're MFer. Right? Who's paying for that? Right? Why would you pay somebody to do that? But again, this is the weakness that we have in a lot of times in this society with the men who haven't been talked in this way. They think it's good. They think it's going to toughen their skin and all that. And so this is the way that, this is the way the guy operates, and he's making money. He's making money. So I don't know. I just heard about this guy from this clip.
Shit. And if you don't have the results that I want in some area, I can't fucking listen to you. So most people, I won't listen to them. What are they going to tell me? Some motherfucker comes up to me at the gym and he's like, hey, you should do your push-ups like this. And I say, why? So I can look like you, motherfucker? And the guy's like, oh, no, but like, it looks like you're going to hurt your... Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm end up with your chest if I do that shit. Why would I want that? Or these motherfuckers go in my comments and I'll say some shit on purpose. I'm like, rent or buy. And if you ain't at the level to even do either of these, shut the fuck up and don't even participate. And they just get mad. It's like, you don't get to have an opinion if it's not an option for you. You don't get to say my chick's BBL and her fake tits aren't for you. You couldn't get her, you dumb motherfucker. You got a goddamn 3. And that's the worst thing about these motherfuckers. They try to give you relationship advice. Motherfucker, you got a borderline Miami 2. That's like a fucking Mississippi 6. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Don't give me relationship advice to my 10 when you got a 2, motherfucker. Shut up.
So it becomes apparent that his whole stick of ripped, rich, and rare, which I think it could be good, right? So strive for be rare, right? Stand out from the crowd. Okay, be rich. Try to make as much money as you can. He said you don't have to be a billionaire, right? And then rich, ripped, and rare, right, and get in the gym and eat right. Again, I think there's a little bit of supplementation going on here, but and he's coming off really there's not much you can say or critique this, right? This isn't really the problem, but as everyone's laughing and yucking it up, right? You see these three guys, this panel right here, right? So the right side or our left side of the panel are people of the so-called red pill movement, right? Or those people, those men who are trying to move in the methods and the ways that this guy is moving, Wes is moving, that they are on their game, on their grind, and they flash and floss. And if you don't have things and stuff, then you are nobody, right? If you don't have things and stuff, then you're nobody. The other side of the panel, right? Fresh. I think this is Fresh. I think he's fit. So these two guys, right, put on this panel, and these three on the other side here are going to combat that.
Is this whole thing? People don't think
they're going to combat what they're saying and have a different view of life and what people value. And so it's up to you to make it. Now, I'm not critiquing either side of this. I think you can be a little bit of both. Have a little bit of spirituality as well as a little bit of materialism that goes on. So I'm not really, my critique isn't about that. My critique is about this guy who's speaking, and he's not the model that you want to pursue, because he will have you doing things and saying things, and his lack of emotional and control is really problematic. His lack of emotional, psychological control, as we'll see, is really problematic for me.
I'm gonna put the measuring stick to their motherfucking face. They better just watch what they say around a motherfucker who's beating them in every area. And if someone is beating you, just ask them. Just be humble. Like, your bitch is better than mine. How'd you get her? That car's way more than mine. How'd you do it? You make more than me. What's up? Like, just fucking ask. And that's the thing. People aren't humble enough to ask. That's my shit. It's got to be across the board. You better have a bad bitch. You better be ripped. You better fucking be rolling some sick shit. That's what I like. I grew up hustling. There has to be rims on my goddamn Phantom. Go out front. That ain't normal Phantom. That's a Mansory Phantom. I don't have the normal shit. Fuck that. Chick's got upgrades. Done.
Well said, Wes. God damn, with the fire. Shit.
I've been watching Goldie's content. That's the reason. I've been watching Goldie's content. He be getting me in trouble. My chick don't like his content. She's like, he's making too much sense.
Shout out to Goldie. All right, what about you?
Supposed to follow that up?
It's tough, right?
Get him.
It's tough.
Well, hey, what you guys were saying earlier, I need to know what the fuck you said in English.
Okay, so my definition of success will probably be far different than everybody else's on the panel. I'll probably maybe be the lone dissenter, but my definition of success is having a family, having children, and being part of the apparatus of the world. And true wealth is a rejection of materialism. As Christ said himself, what good does it benefit a man to gain the entire world at the cost of his soul? And essentially, when I think of wealth, I think of materialism. It's okay to have materialism. It's not against Christian ethics to become rich, become wealthy. But I just think it's all beside the point, ultimately. You're trying to go for a single thing, and it's to achieve something greater than
money?
The person.
Does he have money?
No.
Do you have money?
No, I don't have.
How much
I don't
money do you
have.
have?
I don't
Does he
have
have
money. But
notice that he cut him off, and nobody cut Wes off. Nobody cut him off. That's first lack of emotional control. I'm telling you something, man. That really bothers me, man. That when newscasters do it, when there's debates, and they just cut people off and they're just rude, it really bothers me. But here we go.
But here's the thing: why is money valuable?
Do you have money?
What is money valuable for?
I'm just asking. Do you have money?
I just said no. I'm broke. I'm a nobody.
No, but really, you are?
Yeah.
Is he really broke?
Yeah.
I just want to know. I have to know.
No, I'm not. I'm not one of these rich guys. I don't have a Bugatti. I don't have a Lambo.
I just really have to know. Like, how much money you got?
Probably $5 in my pocket. Not much more.
See, can anyone answer for the guy?
Why do they think I'm kidding? I have a family. I take care of an entire family. That takes a lot of money.
He's doing all right.
Okay,
but okay.
This is the thing, you guys. If you ain't fit, you can't say it's not all about being in good shape.
Why not?
If you don't have money, you can't say it's not all about money.
Yeah, why not?
But if he does have money, he can say that.
Why not? Why can't you say? Why must you have the thing before you hang on? Let me ask the question.
Because hypothetical is hypocritical.
Let me ask the question.
Hypothetical is hypocritical.
How do you even know what I was going to say
I don't understand what that means. Hypothetical is hypocritical. I watched this clip a couple of times. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Hypothetical is hypocritical. Hypothetical, let me give you an example of something. Somehow that's hypocritical. I don't understand what that means.
Been allowed to
I know
ask
what
the
you're
question.
gonna say.
Then what was I going to say?
You're going to say, why can't you ask the question?
Okay, so that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, how in the world can you create a standard that it's inappropriate to ask somebody, how come if I don't have X thing, because I don't value X thing, does that mean X thing is actually valuable?
You've never experienced it, so you can't speak about
You
it.
think that I haven't experienced wealth? Even
I
poor
was
people,
asking if you did.
Even poor people experience days of wealth.
I was
They
asking
can-
if you
even
did.
poor
I don't know
people-
who you are.
But even poor people experience days of wealth. And so the thing is
No,
it's
definitely not. Definitely not.
Definitely
No,
so.
not.
Definitely so.
I've lived the lowest lows and the highest highs.
Well, what's the distinction? After you make X amount, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you look at the studies done on this, it does not.
I don't fit no fucking studies.
It does not
bro.
hugely improve a person's life.
Are you proud of who the fuck
Bro,
you are?
why
Well,
don't
look
you
at.
even
Are
let
you
me
proud?
get-
If you look in the mirror, would you?
So now he's going to start insulting you, as you can see. I'm sorry to cut it off, but I don't want to, get strikes and all that. But we're going to see this, right? Immediately goes to the insults, and I rewind it a little bit, right? Immediately goes to the insults. What's up with Listen, you emotional regulation, emotional control, emotional intelligence, EQ, all this type of stuff.
Done on this. It does not.
I don't fit no fucking
It
studies,
does not
bro.
hugely improve a person's life.
Are you proud of who the fuck
Bro,
you are?
why
Well,
don't
look
you
at.
even
Are
let
you
me
proud?
get-
If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this motherfucker's proud of who the fuck he is? That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt
Because
off
I've
and
been-
tell me you're fucking proud of
Because
yourself.
I've been to fucking prison?
Jesus Christ,
Because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison?
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits.
No,
you
they
guys.
go to prison where they get fucking
Fuck yeah,
where
they
get
do.
raped up the ass.
You've never been to prison. Look,
That's
you're talking
what
about shit you
happens.
don't know.
They go to prison where they get
let's
raped.
do
Now you
this.
get your ass
Hold on,
beat
hold
in
on,
front
hold
of
on.
You think that
everybody.
that's better?
Guys,
You think that that's
Okay,
better?
let's let him give his definition of success.
Man, yeah, let's let this guy talk, give his definition. You lost emotional regulation, emotional self-control, and other people have put, roid rage, and I've seen other thumbnails, roid rage and stuff, right? This is a problem, man. Right? And this is the alpha. This side of the panel. This side of the panel is supposed to be alpha men, the best of the best as far as the red pill men, MGTOW men going their own way. Successful men trying to be thought leaders, trying to encourage men to be the best that they can be, whatever that means for them. And you're going to bring this guy up here? What a mistake this was.
And then,
Having tits and 10-inch arms is what a
let's-
man is,
let's
you
let him-
guys.
let's let him get
Please
his-
don't listen to that.
Wes, let's let him get his thing out, and then
Tits.
We can have different opinions.
Yeah.
Titties.
We have
Anyway.
different opinions.
Back to where
Right.
I was at.
Boobs.
Yeah. Okay. Prison. But anyway, if you want
Fuck yeah.
if you want to follow the successful mantra of a man who tells you he's reformed from prison, understand why they might have gone there to begin with. And
To take care
yes,
of a
I
family.
do think that a rejection of materialism is something missing in society, and I do think that true wealth is the family, and I think that true wealth is having a wife, and true wealth, that is what I think it is, and that is what I think truly success is being able to go home and look your family in the face and know that you're doing everything you can to support them. That's
then
what
when
I
you
think
go to the
success
beach
is.
with your family, they're like, "There's my stud dad right there, standing there.
Do you have-
that stud right there with
do
his
you
shirt off?
do you have children?
Look at that
Do you
stud.
do you have children?
I do have children.
How many?
I have two.
You have two. So are you saying that your Bugatti and your money and everything
If
else
they
is
saw me
worth more
standing
than your
there, they'd be
children?
like, my dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. Look how hard this guy works. He came from
Sure.
nothing to this.
Yeah.
He's, God damn it.
You're still whining. Stop
That-
whining
that
and
is
just
a
make an
product.
argument.
Dude, I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're gonna attack.
Straight
You're gonna
up.
attack me?
No, but
all right.
dude, nobody.
This is hard to watch because there's so many people who are trying to improve the manosphere, improve the space, improve the red pill movement, and you got people like this dragging us down, troglodytes who are relics of the past. This is why when women say that they would rather be in the woods with a bear, this is the type of man that they're talking about. Okay, it's great that you're ripped. It's great that you're ripped. It's great that you have money. It's great that you're rare. But to the other guy's point, I'll put it on the screen. Andrew is saying, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world, right? You get everything in the world, right? The money, the women, the cars, the clothes, the fashion, and then you lose your soul. You lose who you are, right? And that's what he's asking him about his children. Are your children proud of you? Listen, your children will love you, man, as long as you love them and you give them the best. You can make sure that they have food and clothing and just loves and hugs. Yeah, okay, they'll get materialistic as they get older, 13, 14, 15. They want to keep up with the latest fashions and stuff. But those formative years, about you tell them and instill them with pride and joy and love and value and morality and ethics and codes of honor and discipline, that will never, ever leave them. The cars, the money, the clothes, and as soon as you stop injecting whatever he's injecting, and as soon as you stop doing whatever you're doing, what's on the inside, right? What's on the inside? Jesus, to continue down the religious path here, talked about the Pharisees, the religious leaders of the day, the religious Jewish leaders of the day. And he said that, these people, they have all this pomp and circumstance and these fine clothes and linens. He talked about the tax collectors who own fine houses, not cars, but linens and whatever the equivalent would be at that time. And it was, he would ask them, these people are whited walls, whitewashed sepulchers. That's what he called it. Whitewashed sepulchers on the outside, nice and pretty. Sepulchers being tombs, right? Where you bury dead people. And his point was on the outside, they're nice and pretty, but on the inside, they're full of dead men's bones. And so this is this guy right here. This is the guy who's standing up here. This is what they brought up here to represent what men should strive to be. And some of his message is good. I'm not going to say that it's completely off about trying to be the best you can, to try to be rich, rare, and ripped. Eat right, exercise, all that. I'm going to go for another exercise round later on. I'll really try to get in shape here, but without the supplementation, I should say. But this ain't it, man. This ain't it. We're going to wrap this up here. So,
all right. Do you usually attack armed men in Florida?
Dude,
all right.
Let's just your goddamn self.
Okay. Guys. Whining. Stop whining and just make an argument.
I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're gonna attack.
You're
gonna attack me?
All right.
Nobody's
Do you usually attack armed men in Florida?
Dude,
all right.
Let's just your goddamn self.
Okay,
guys,
I've never seen such a pathetic motherfucker.
Okay, well,
let's chill out a little bit, man. A little bit.
This is not what men look like.
Let's let him
what do they
finish
look
his
like?
point.
Fucking shit.
What do they look like? Bald prisoners?
Yeah,
Is that what they look like?
This is the problem in society. Is people like this think they can talk to someone like me like that. They really think they can. He knows he wouldn't do shit about it, and that's the problem.
I mean, you're the one who got hostile for having a difference of opinion.
Dude, check it out. You started coming at me about some other shit. This is what the show is supposed to be about. I like this shit. So personally,
so do I
enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy blood sports.
We can agree to disagree.
We can
move on, but Jesus Christ, men don't have tits. We can agree on that. Physically,
men usually have hair. We can agree on that too.
He has crossed over gender barriers.
I think we can see each side has different opinions.
By choice, crossing gender barriers, by growing tits.
So, what about you, brother?
All right, nice.
Crazy.
We'll leave it up there. So let me know your thoughts and your opinions, right? Is this good for men, for the movement, for trying to become the best version of yourself? And there's another guy too, man. I never clipped his stuff, man, but I was watching a clip of his. It was on Instagram, and he told a guy in the audience, right, stand up and come up here and right, your kids look at you as a superhero. Take your shirt off. Listen, I am advocating for people to be in shape. I am advocating for people to be able to be in shape and to be the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And this guy doesn't have the emotional regulation. Is it because of the supplementation or whatever he's doing, or he's just an intense person? He had learned to be this way, to survival tactics from being in prison for whatever he did. I don't know, but this was tough to watch, and I don't think it does anything but move a movement of men to the back of the line here. So let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Much love and peace. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button.